like explosions in the air.
Previously on the CREW, it's been a while since 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 proposed to Jasmine, and everyone was awaiting to see how a wanted criminal was going to marry one of the most politically influencing persons in the country. But wisdom is justified by her children. Pull up the feeds in her house, says 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 to Kanji. He pulls up images in video feeds from the camera and Nyambura is seen. Rewind that. Who is she talking to? On zooming in, they rewind. The phone shows that she just called a name John, but the voice goes, was 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 responsible for the heist? Can you run a voice recognition on the voice? On running a match on the voice, the screen brings the president's face. I don't think so, answers Nyambura. So in other words, you don't know anything? I know nothing for now, goes Nyambura. Then in that case, I don't see the reason I should be having you on my payroll, says William, then hangs up the phone. Nyambura is having a flashback as she is seated at the edge of the bed. She knows now that she had betrayed 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽, chasing out of the wind. More of throwing the child out with the bathwater. Meanwhile at Eastlands, Miley Saba, Touch, Jeff, Nje, and an elderly guy in a godfatherscape are seated at the youth group farm. Oya, kwani 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 aliendanga wapi? 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 mgani? Si yule alikuwa ameoa yule demu wa ule mzee wa manguruwe pale down. Ule demu alikuwa ameolewa na Dingo akashandwa. Oh, different. Si hao ndio walipona bankiko myo. Akaenda Exile West. Na kwani yule demu aliolewa tena? Hadi 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 akaliet akawana West. Says Touch. Nimeona dem kwa ndai fulani akienda hivi. Nikaa ameenda kwao. At that time, Joho is seen rolling down to town. He gets out his phone and inputs a number. Hello, this is Sultan. Mind if we meet for a talk? I'm in Nairobi. What time? Asks 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽. From within the ICT area. This afternoon? Fine by me, says 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽. 3 years ago, Jasmine reported to work that Monday. On her phone, she had searched the news of the guy on the telly, and the Opera Mini page was running on the background. She walked to Rachel. Did you watch Citizen News last night? Yes, I did. And there was nothing new about the news. You didn't notice anything familiar? Like what? Asks Rachel. Like the guy on this photo, says Jasmine, getting out her phone and showing the photo to her. You mean you haven't seen this guy? This is the guy who jaza magari pale nje ya gate. Oh. By the way ni yeye. Kwani is a bank robber? Usikia hao ndio walirob KCB ya Kayole. When Ngendo receives her phone, Deco is on the other end. Hello, can you walk? Asks Deco. Yes, he can. Fine, discharge him. Tell him to locate us on the front gate. He will locate us. 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 says, thank you. Tell him he is welcome, says Ngendo, and puts down the phone on the table. Hey babe, how about we step out for lunch? Omba rada, says B, on the door receiving Ombati into the tech room. Rada G, dogo Ombati, meet my wife. Jasmine Aya, Gesicha, says Jasmine as she extends her hand to Ombati. Niko Ombati, answers Ombati. Babe, you see this guy? He once told me something. That a rolling stone gathers no mass. Lakini hapa napo ni kama umegather mass Arif. Siku hizi unamwangia wapi? Si unipige link. Kanja atakupeleka na zeros. Kuna place na rush na kuom, says 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 as she walks up ahead of him. In Mombasa, Nancy Njambi is walking out of the office. Before meeting 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽, she was working at Absa Bank. Before they beat her off without notice, she wasn't involved in the fraud. But either way, she went while those responsible stayed. As the flashback is winding up, she appears on her front door. Sasa Ella says as she asks the daughter, "There is somewhere I need us to pass through before we meet the governor." "We are meeting the governor?" "Yeah, baby, I just got off the phone with him. Are you okay?" "You've never been that off." "I'm fine, I just feel a little tired." "Everything will be okay, my love. Just hang in there a little while longer, baby." "Okay, love," replies Jasmine, as the Bentley is hitting Ngara Road. "Where is he?" asks Sarah, who just got into the tech room. "He just stepped out for lunch." "Ah, fuck," she curses, then leaves the room. Meanwhile, 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 pulls into the gate of Star House Ngara. "Where are you headed?" "Ah, mtu wangu, kumbe ni wewe." "Ni mimi." "Ukaje?" "Niko poa. Toa hata za chai. Acha niingie hapa Samolani. Tuongee nikikam," says 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 to the guard. "Sawa." He answers back. Inside the office, Bismarck Panaito is seated on the couch when 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 and Jasmine enter Samolani recruitment agency. "Morning, Naomi," says 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 to Naomi, who is seated behind the reception desk. "Morning. Madhe yako ndani?" "Ako na wageni." "Naomi, is that Alfred?" Ni yeye madhe. Tell him to come in." Then 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 ushers her in as he walks in. "I'm glad you saw my email. I actually saw it on my way to town. Thank God. So I decided to stop by. Jay, meet Josephine, my immediate boss." "Hey, 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽." 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 is seated on her chair while Josephine is on her desk. She's a busy woman, and her on that chair always meant something. Panaito had moved aside for them to sit at the end. He knows 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽, but they don't have to act like they do. Josephine gets out a letter from the drawer and hands it to 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽. On top it's written, "Private and confidential." Jasmine's phone rings. "Excuse me, I need to get this." She excuses herself and leaves the office. Now the Queen Mother says that you need to go queenly. Don't really know what this means, but she said that you will understand. "Oh, completely." 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 answers Josephine. "Hey, you called me when he was so close I couldn't pick up. What's up?" Jasmine speaks into the phone. On the other end of that call is 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 Gikonyo. She is a showbiz journalist currently working for Pulse magazine, but also 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽's college mate. "Then on that note, allow me to be on my way," says 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽. "We shall pass by again," he concludes as he leaves the office. "Thanks, Naomi. Karibu," she says, as 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 meets Jasmine on the doorway. 3 years ago, on that day that Jasmine had known who 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 was, she walked straight to him. She's wearing a cardigan, and in front of it had the word, "Come home." "Hey, I know who you are. Don't go back to where you came from. The cops will be waiting for you. If you've got nowhere to crash, you can come with me." She crossed the road and 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 followed her to the stage. As 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 drives to the gate, he presses 1,000 shillings note on the gatesman's hands. "Kunywa soda rafiki," he says as he drives to the road. He drives back towards Kipande Road but diverts on the feeder road before Kipande Square and drives towards Koja. Then drives up the Clarion Hotel and parks on the rear. Gets out and gets the door for her. As 𝓼𝓻𝓷𝓽 comes out of the elevator with Jasmine on his arm, Brian is being ushered into the tech room by Kanji. "Niaje bra? Fiti sana punda. Nani yako area? Huyu naitwaje? Difre. Ametoka hivi na wife yake. Aliolewa na ule msapira wake wa Java. Z ndio anadai kuoana. B, sikia umse vile anadai. Ati aje DJ, ati Diffra aliolewa, says Kanchi, laughing lightly. Si hata yeye olewe wafanane. Punda, rather, says Brian to B. Meanwhile, Ladin locates Joho at the corner table. Hey buddy, what's so urgent? Says Ladin to His Excellency. Won't you have a seat? Ladin proceeds to pull back the seat for Jasmine, then sits on her right. At that time, his phone beeps. Message alert. He pulls it out and looks at the message. The Attorney General is ready. What is it, Mr. Governor? You know I don't subscribe to such exposure. This is too risky. It's about the demand in the market. The addition has set in, and so I need more stash, sir. Well, in that case, wait for my call, says Ladin, and stands up to leave. Won't you at least sit down for a meal? No, thanks. I'm rushing somewhere. Ladin walks out of the hotel, and in the elevator, he calls Monique. Nikki, we are on our way. Did he see the wire? I don't think so. But either way, I suspect he knows something. He's a difficult man to read. Just tell the president that I tried. Ladin was a man of few words, and therefore, out of the recording that the CID just dubbed between him and Joho, they couldn't pull anything incriminating. In a hotel at the University of Nairobi, Angel Kemunto and Naomi are behind a laptop. They're trying to create an online platform. Let's call it X. Actually, the program is running. Just some little editing now, here and there, and now we channel all the online traffic to him and we are set, says Angel to Naomi. The Bentley parks at the Milimani Courts parking lot. Maniki meets him at the parking bay and he walks in. He's in the chambers. Alone? Yeah. Perfect timing. It's what I love about you, brother, says Ladin, as they get onto the first floor stairs. That happened to be the day that the dead United Kingdom Prime Minister was being laid to rest. And so, at the cemetery, the Queen is seen, and so is 𝓵𝓻𝓷𝓽. As the winch undertakes the body, the black dresses and suits can be seen. Are you sure he's the one who did this? The Queen asks Catherine. I'm more than certain on this. His death must be avenged regardless of who he is or the position he holds. Do you understand me? Yes, I do. As Jasmine walks along the hallway, she remembers how it all went down. 3 years ago when she took Ladin home, they got into her house. She prepared a bath for him without saying a word. Here, they are, sir. Groom, you have the ring ready? Yes, I do. Therefore, by the power vested to me under the Constitution and the laws of this Republic, in the presence of Attorney Monique as witness, I hereby pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. Ladin takes Jasmine's finger and puts the ring freshly out of the gift box and puts it on her ring finger. She takes the other ring and puts it on his. Then she kisses him, just as the Attorney General is signing the certificate. He then gives it to Jasmine. Who in turn puts it into the Chanel handbag. Thank you for doing this, sir, Ladin says to Amos Wako.